photography for fun. I would just get together with friends who were also photographers. We were young, none of us were professional anything, and we would just go out, have a walk, and take pictures, just for the sake of taking pictures. And somewhere along the line, you know, I became an adult. It just kind of fell by the wayside. Hobbies in general fell by the wayside. And I was able to like weasel it into my work. You know, most restaurants need pictures taken of the food, so I could kind of scratch that itch. I could take photos, and it could be a line on my to-do list at work. But after a lot of years, and especially the last 5 years of being a full-time entrepreneur, that task on my to-do list became something I was dreading rather than like the fun thing I got to do and the thing I looked forward to. And I really got burnt out with the types of pictures I was taking. I just didn't particularly love any of the photos of the menu that I was doing, or their space. Other photographers would come and do content for our business, and I would always be so enamored of the work that they would produce. And I would think, oh, why are my photos not as good of my own space? Like, I know this space and this food and this human like the back of my hand, and yet I can't capture it the same way. I was just burnt out doing the same old thing day after day. And so I just kind of stopped. And I just stopped doing photography full stop. And then when we had a little bit of time off earlier this summer, I really wanted to get back into it, and just for the sake of doing it. Just for the sake of clicking the shutter button, not trying to capture anything specific. There were no stakes. What I got or didn't get didn't matter. I just wanted to hold the camera. And just the practice of doing it with no stakes and no expectations and no pressure and no time constraints, I really started to fall back in love with it and decided to make it a priority again. So, you know, I don't dread taking my dog to the vet or taking my vitamins or going for a walk. These aren't things I dread. These are things on my to-do list that, you know, don't even really have to be on my to-do list. They just are, in case, you know, you want to just remember what's important to you. And honestly, it's like a little dopamine hit to like cross off the easiest thing on your list, just to like get some momentum going, you know? So that's where I put that task now. Taking photos right after taking my multivitamins. Because I've decided I don't want to be deficient in, you know, something that brings me joy and something that I do just for fun and something that helps me switch off and let go of work, leave it at the door when I get home. So yeah, I've been doing that. It's really been helping a lot. I mean, I've taken, it's, you know, it looks like roughly 3 times the amount of photos, but it's really probably more like 4 or 5 times, because all of the photos that I took in the previous months of the year were for work. Not one of them was for fun and joy and just me wanting to pick up a camera. And that's not even including things that are still on my SD cards that I haven't edited yet, just because I've been off for 4 days, so that's really ramped up as well. But yeah, no, I've really enjoyed it. And it's funny how just deciding that it's important. It's no silly, I go through cycles too where I like need to decide it's important to take a day off every week. You know, other small business owners and entrepreneurs and creatives will probably know that feeling of like having to have like self-imposed rest time. And it goes in fits and spurts. Sometimes you can't afford to take those days, and then sometimes you just decide, no, it is important and it's a priority and it's something that matters to my life. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I haven't taken a photo every single day. Don't get me wrong. I've had days where I worked from 6 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night. And yeah, not a big photography thing those days, obviously. But I still think about it. And I look forward to the next day. You know, where am I going to fit that in? And looking forward to those little pockets of time where I know I can afford to take half an hour and just go shoot. for the sake of it. So yeah, if there's something that you've been putting off or that you still find a lot of joy in and love, and you should make time for it, because it makes a huge impact to your enjoyment of life. And yeah, my mental health has been better for it, for sure. So, see you next Tuesday.